So here is my xj600. Been sitting for at least 10 years. Had this bike since 1999 or so. So it's run since 1999. I'd say it's been sitting somewhere since the last time it's run, probably 2005, 2006, somewhere in that range. So well over 10 years actually. It's in decent shape. Throttle cables still work, brakes still work, and the clutch still pulls good. I did manage to get it in gear, so that's a good sign. I pulled the carbs recently. I guess I'll have to see if I'm going to need new boots or not. Those look kind of cracked up. Maybe that's a question someone can answer for me. And then good news is I pulled a spark plug out here. And you can see not a lot of rust in there. That's good. It's still wet. Looks like it's been running a little rich. And got some crud on there. So that's a good sign. It's not full of rust. I'm going to do a compression check as soon as I get some oil down in these cylinders. Oh, and there goes the spark plug, but that's okay because I'm going to replace those anyways. The cover's missing here. I do have it. It cracked off. So that'll be a small repair I do. Battery, I'm sure a shot's been plugged in. They tend to drain their battery quite a bit. This bike is actually from California. So it has the tank carb down here. Might be able to see it. Still have some of the original tools. I went back there. You gotta love these helmet mounts. I love those. It's awesome. I do not have a key. I'm looking for the key. I may find it. If not, you can see it's been cut here already. It's not going to be a lot of work to take that out of there. It needs tightened anyways, so that'll be another step in the process. But first, two things: get some oil in the engine, and I'm going to do a compression test. Make sure all this is worth my time. And then I do have the carburetors over here. I've already disassembled them quite a bit, and yes, I definitely need a better place to do this. I just quickly wanted to get them apart. I got some parts soaking down here in the solvent. Got everything separated down here in bags, the bowls. You may or may not see a little nick right there. I pounded this out with a screwdriver, and the screwdriver went in a little deep. I think it looks okay though, given how deep that hole is. We should be alright. But unfortunately the emulsion tube is shot because I had to hit it with a screwdriver, so I'm looking for a new one of those. The main problem I'm having with the carb now is that the butterfly valves are just simply stuck. I mean, that is stuck hard. I tried using some pliers. I got this to move. I think maybe this one moved a little bit, but the rest didn't, so I stopped there because I don't know if that's bending something or what. So looks like the carbs are going to come apart, which is probably a good idea. It's just funny, my climber manual says not to take them apart. So yeah, looking decently clean without being soaked yet. But the choke, which they call the starter valve, is also, it is not going to move. Those needles down here, those are not moving. So those are going to need some work to get out. It's always tempting to stick something down in these holes, but I know all these holes are calibrated, so I won't do that. So that's where I'm at. Tires, of course, are flat. I think they're probably okay, but might need some work there. So, given that this bike has a little bit of sentimental value to me, and it's just got all kinds of little ailments here. Some of them existed back when I was riding it all the time. I'm willing to spend a little bit of money to get this up and running, and it's actually going to be for my wife to get up and going on a motorcycle, because I just bought a new R3. It's a great little bike. Love it. It's kind of funny. It doesn't look a lot smaller than the 600 here. Probably similar power range though, honestly. This one, of course, rides a little bit more. The XJ rides a little bit better on the street. Just a little more momentum. So, get some oil in there. I do have a spare battery in that box down there with the green top. Let's see how good that is. Stick it in here. Get some oil on the cylinders, and then I'll see if I can crank it over and do some compression testing. I gotta look up how to do that, if I need to plug these holes or not. So we'll do what we can. So appreciate your help. I'm gonna have lots of questions here, so thank you in advance. I'm actually in Nebraska, by the way.